Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Ashim. This video is going to cover 3 workouts. It's going to cover intensity days on bench press and deadlifts where I used bands and I built up to heavy singles, doubles and triples. And the last workout, which was hypertrophy type workout involving shoulders and arms. Bench press day began with band resisted bench work. Last time I did this movement, the goal was speed and technique. Today, however, it is all about lifting the heaviest weight. The principles of band work for today and for deadlifts, which happen to come around a few days later, are the same. Start with bands, keep adding weight. Once I can't add any more weight, I take off the bands and I keep adding more and more weight till I hit a satisfactory combination of volume and intensity at the top end weights. The only difference between bench press and deadlift day is that I throw in a struggle set on deadlift day to test the waters. I can't do that on bench day because I'm training alone and the gravity acting against me will just end up pinning me to the bench. So I can't do a struggle set on bench day. Well, back to the workout. I worked up to reps with 100 kilos after the band work. I read somewhere, and I'm not quite sure whether it was Greg Penora or Phil Harrington or Scott Mendelson or some other bench press specialist on my friend list who posted this on Facebook about how important it is to get rep work done on bench press. Well, in my limited experience, because I've been dedicatedly allocating and doing the bench press for just a short while, this is something that I've experienced as well. If you told me 3 to 4 months ago that I would be repping out 100 kilos for sets across, I'd never have believed you. But getting these high rep sets in the 8 to 12 rep range has really helped me boost my strength levels. So I'm going to work on really owning 100 kilos before moving up to the next weight range. After all of my bench work, I moved on to triceps and did an old school favorite, JM presses that scorched my triceps. Last time I did these, I was still new to the movement. This time I felt better. I was able to target my triceps more. I figured out how to place my elbows and how to really get my triceps involved in this movement. Well, after this was a combination of dumbbell rows, high to low band rows and pull-ups, so just a lot of back work. I got a total volume of 70 reps, adding all these 3 exercises up together, and I also used a decent amount of intensity between them. This was definitely all about building muscle. This is not some strength related stuff. So just keep that in mind. I'm not really recorded any of these videos. I did grip event training with the fat grips for volume, and then I did rope pull-ups and forearm training. Lastly, after all this, I did Anderson back squats with the 9th pin, which is really low actually. Still not as low as I can go, but it's definitely breaking parallel. So I'm stopping at a point that is at a very disadvantageous point, no momentum. Really need to focus on my core. It's a fantastic movement. I worked up to a new solid single of 165 kilos, which was really good. I'm falling in love with this exercise every time I do it, and it's all thanks to Eric Troy and Joe Weir for insisting on me doing this exercise. Next up is deadlift day. It began with band work. I'm really happy with this workout. I finally managed to crack through 185 kilos and lock it out at the top. So there was no struggle set this workout, but it wasn't a planned event. I was supposed to do a struggle set and I took the weight that I normally would struggle at, but I happened to lock it out. So it was a positive rep. Well, just to be on the safe side, I'm going to repeat this workout exactly as it was this week, next week. And what I will try to do is, if I'm able to get 185 kilos for a single, I will try to convert that into a double next week itself. So once I do that, I will probably have to reshuffle all the weights and get a new struggle set with perhaps 195 kilos, and maybe in the future break through that as well. But I'm really happy I was able to go 400 plus pounds for a struggle set, because 185 kilos is 407 pounds. So I was able to take 400 plus pounds for a successful lift with band tension added into it. And keep in mind that these bands are number 1 bands, but they're double looped, so therefore 4 strands of the band are over the bar, and it's basically quad tension. So you gotta keep these things in mind. After the band work, I took the bands off. I worked up to 225 kilos for sets and reps on deadlifts. I got 2 reps and 3 reps with that weight. I would have gone for 3 for both, but on the first set I felt unconfident all of a sudden, and then on the second, I think something happened. If you look at the video, on the second rep on that, my legs tremble a little bit, and while doing it at the time, I got confused. I didn't realize what was happening, and I got scared. but then now that I look back at the video, it looked like any other struggle that I've ever had, and any other grinder. So I don't really know what I was thinking at the time, and I probably wasn't. So I felt unconfident. I didn't attempt the third rep, but then on the second set, I just before the third rep, I happened to make a mistake. I let all of the air out of my lungs, and I wasn't able to keep core tightness. So if you guys notice, between the second and the third rep, there's a bit of a time gap, and I tried to like get my stuff together, get myself back in the groove, and I did. Well, it wasn't up to my level of personal satisfaction, but hey, the weight got locked out, so I got it for 3 reps. After this, I dropped the weight a little bit and I did 220 for single. What I'm going to be doing moving forwards is I'm going to stick to these weights basically, but I'm going to be trying to build volume and add more and more reps to it. So 225 this time went for 2 reps and 3 reps. Next week I'll try to get either 2 and 3 with better quality, or 3 and 3 hopefully, which would be even better. But the 220 will definitely become a double instead of a single, because there was a lot left in the tank. After that, I took 185. I did 6 reps. That was pretty good. I was very happy with that. I think these sets really help. I dropped the weight even more. I did a back off set with 100 kilos, which was really easy, and I used a double overhand grip, so that was pretty cool. After deadlifts, I did try to do some Anderson back squats, but I was gone. I was thoroughly fried, and I couldn't go as heavy or for as many reps as I would have liked. So still playing conservative and yet flirting with maximal weights, I went up to 155 kilos for 2 heavy singles. So that's what happened on deadlift day. Next day was shoulders and arms and squats. So basically it was mostly it was a full body type workout. I started off with squats, and I worked up Anderson back squats up to the 9th pin. The same variation. This is the last workout of this cycle. Next cycle I'll be doing front squats. So this is the last time I was going to be doing Anderson back squats for the next like 4 weeks, when this exercise rotates back around again. So I worked up to 150 for double, and it felt good. So with a leap of faith, I added a little bit more weight, and then I nailed 165 for 2. So I realized at this stage that I have a lot more left in me, because I'm still tweaking my technique. I'm still getting the small, the tiny. Well, I would like to. The thing is that this kind of a statement can be misinterpreted. I'm not saying that these small things cause a big amount of difference, but they do help with the confidence and just the ability to nail some of these reps. So it's not like I made any big change or small change or anything like that. It's just that there are subtle nuances to every movement that the more you're able to exploit, the better off you feel. So if you keep in mind, if you look at this, the first day I hit 165 for the first time. That was for single. Today, already 3 days later, I'm hitting it for double. And sometime in the middle, I think it was between bench day and deadlift day, I had a day off. But on that day, I did grip training with event work. And I also, just because I have this theory that I want to see how far I can push this, I did do just 1 set of Anderson back squats on that day. I took 155 for single. That's it. And as you guys can see, my deadlift performance was pretty stellar, so it didn't impede it in any way. With these Anderson back squats today, I did 165 for 2. I thought that I had more left in me. I did decide to push the envelope, and I tried out 175 and I nailed it, so I'm really happy with that. It was a solid grinder, you guys will see that, but I got it. At this stage I stopped squats and I did a big circuit of 6 exercises comprising of various pressing and pulling movements. I did overhead presses, pull-ups, one arm overhead presses, like I call them unilateral overhead presses. It's like a strongman movement. I really like it. One arm dumbbell rows. I did dips and high to low band rows. These are the 6 exercises done as one circuit, and I repeated the circuit just twice. So total volume of 12 sets. But then again, this is not the main purpose of this workout. I should have done more shoulder work, but hey, it is what it is. After this, I did some grip event work with the fat grips for intensity. Then I did rope pull-ups, and lastly some forearm hypertrophy type work. I finished the workout with quite a bit of dedicated volume on biceps and triceps. These were done as supersets as well. I went triceps first, then biceps. I'm finding that this is really working for me, and the rep range is also good. As long as I'm able to mentally connect with the weights and really execute form well, everything happens to really come along. I need to maintain good range of motion, and that's pretty much it. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. I really appreciate your love and support. Thanks a lot.